And boy, oh boy, it sounds like this first story is picked just for you, because I know you're a big fan of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And boy, oh boy, one of their stars is making waves online. Star Porsha Williams confirming she is engaged to co-star Falynn Guobadia's estranged husband after dating him for just a month. This is stirring up all kinds of hives. But Andrea, as what we've heard, a huge fan of this particular show, what is your hot take on this?
Listen, just when you think the show can't get any messier, Housewives start stealing people's husbands. Just when you think the stripper nonsense was as bad as it could get, she's like, no, hold my champagne glass. Let me show you I could get extra messy. Okay, but let me start by saying, this kind of touches a nerve for me, because as a single girl, like when all my girlfriends were getting married, I was always the single one. And something really sad happened. I noticed that as they were getting together, I wasn't invited to all of the events. And it was kind of like the unspoken thing that the wives don't think it's a good idea to have a single girl mixing them around the husbands. Like the husbands don't have control, or like you think your friend is some kind of, man stealing. And I was always like, really? First of all, all your husbands put together, I wouldn't. But that's a whole other story. But now when I see... Right? Well, now when I see the Porsha situation with Falynn, this is exactly the fear. This is it, is that you're going to invite a woman into your home, think she's your friend, bring her into your pool, say, come over, bring your sister, bring your friend, and then behind your back, she doesn't want a man like your husband. She wants your husband. And the worst part about this is that what Porsha's saying now is like, oh, I'm pushing out all the negativity and I'm living in this, and she's trying to be all zen about it. It's like, first of all, girl code broken big time. And then she did the number one thing you should never do if you are going to do this. She's pretending that she's not good friends with Falynn. She's like, we're not even friends. And it's like, girl, please, there's video of you. What do you mean there's video of them on the show heading to Falynn's house when she was married to her husband, swimming in her pool, hanging out? It's like, you can't all of a sudden pretend you've never met this woman. So this is so breaking girl code.
Well, was that for the show, or is that a for real friendship?
Well, here's the deal. Well, now this is a speculation. Now we got to look at it. Now everybody's going to be talking about it. And the funny thing is, she was embroiled with all this bolo stripper stuff. It's like, honey, that's nothing. This is the real story. And by the way, those two people, Falynn and her husband, just broke up like 4 weeks ago. So this is so fresh. And a little message to anybody who's like Porsha or thinking about doing this: how you get him, honey, is how you're going to lose him. But I'm here for all the...
Can I just unpack one thing?
That's just it. But that's just it. You're here for it. Everybody's here for it. It's leading off our show today. It was trending on social media all day. The winner in all of this is Andy Cohen, because this is setting up for more drama. As you said, Andrea, you're here for it. They're going to, the producers are smart. They're producing reality TV, so they're going to create situations in which Porsha and Falynn are going to be together, and we're all like going to be watching, getting the popcorn out, going, what's going to happen? Andy Cohen wins.
I don't know. I just want to go back to this idea, like, outside of this particular situation, I just think in a real world context, this idea of never being able to date someone's ex is, I think there must be like a formula for it. And I don't know what exactly that formula is, but it's probably time plus distance plus closeness of friendship plus the nature of the breakup. Like all those aspects matter. Like I can say to you that for me, I remember being in my first year of university and my friend came to visit me from high school and she started dating my high school sweetheart. I had dumped him. And so I mean, I'll admit I was a little bit uncomfortable initially, but ultimately I had to be like, you know what? She's my close friend. I didn't want him. So like, you can have him. And the same thing goes with Jason. Wouldn't have dated me if he, went by guy code, because the friend of his who we both knew, I used to date him briefly. And so, he actually said to me for a moment, he was like, I probably shouldn't because of guy code. This guy meant nothing to me. So I think it all matters. You can't just say these words, girl code, guy code. You have to take a deeper dive on what the nature of all of these relationships are.
Okay, but there was a marriage here, Cynthia. The marriage was like 3 months fresh, ended. Not even.
But here's the thing, it's all playing out on not just like for Andy Cohen, like you said, Lainey, that he's winning, because the show just ended. Season 13 just ended. This is all playing out on social media. And what I find interesting is that allows the show to continue in a weird way and for us to kind of start to go, read the tea leaves. What does that mean? What does that mean, right? And so now that's what I was doing. I don't even watch the show, but when I did a quick dive on social media, the statements, for example, released by Falynn and her now estranged husband, divorced, I don't know what you call them, even their statements have something to be read, because her husband, ex-husband, whatever you call him, Simon, he had written, after 1.5 years of marriage, we've basically decided to go our separate ways. Meanwhile, Falynn on her statement says, after 2 years of marriage, the math is off, and 5 years of friendship, we've decided, like, you see, the timelines are not even matching up. So you're like, ooh, there's a disconnect. And then what do? You try to read and see what they're posting. So I checked out Falynn's, like, one of her latest posts just before Mother's Day. And she has this really sexy picture of herself, total thirst trap. And she writes, like this cryptic message. One of the toughest traits of being a woman is how tenacious we are, even to those who are undeserving. Like, now, of course, all of us are eating that up going, what does that mean? So it's now continuing to play out. So to your point again, Lainey, who's going to win when season 14 hits?
I don't know who any of these people
Lainey
are.
does have I know, but Lainey does have a good point that he wins, but I know, but just trust me, the juice, it doesn't matter. And I live such a boring life. Let's be real. We've been locked down for so long. This drama, I love that we have a front row seat. I know it's messy. And remember, these women go on these shows to be messy. And I used to be a television producer. Let me tell you, no one is this creative. Andy Cohen is sitting back going, we don't even have to do anything. They're doing it for us. You couldn't even write this if you wanted to. Thank you, ladies.
100%.